All right, let's get right into it. We need to talk about memory loss because there are some seriously dangerous myths out there. So many of us, we freak out about the totally normal, everyday forgetting, but we're completely missing the real threats to our brain health. So today, we're going to unpack the real science of how you can protect your mind.
This quote, it really hits home, doesn't it? I mean, what if I told you that moment of pure panic when you can't remember someone's name is completely pointless? We are about to challenge pretty much everything you think you know about how your memory works.
Okay, first things first. We have to start with this incredibly powerful idea. Everyday forgetting is not a sign that your brain is failing. Not at all. In fact, it's a sign that you have a healthy, super efficient brain. And that one shift in thinking, it changes everything.
You know this feeling, right? You walk into the kitchen with a mission, and then, poof, gone. You have no idea why you're there. Well, that's a real thing. It's called the doorway effect. And your brain isn't broken. It's just being smart. It's filing away the old info from the last room to make space for the new one. It's a feature, not a bug.
Look, your brain evolved to remember the location of a tiger, not your Wi-Fi password. And names, they're just random sounds with nothing for your memory to hook onto. And that mental to-do list you're trying to keep? Yeah, that system is naturally weak for every single one of us. So using a reminder on your phone isn't a crutch, it's a sign of intelligence. You're working with your brain's design, not against it.
So now that we've kind of calmed our fears about what's normal, we need to talk about the kind of forgetting we do need to pay attention to. This is the real danger. This is pathological memory loss, and believe me, it is a completely different beast. Okay, this is the most important distinction you need to understand. With normal forgetting, you forget where you parked your car, but you definitely remember driving there. With Alzheimer's, you might forget you even own a car or that you drove to the store in the first place. See the difference? The disease attacks the part of the brain that makes memories, so the memory isn't just lost, it was never even recorded.
For decades, the entire scientific world thought they had their villain for Alzheimer's, a sticky protein called amyloid. A huge paper in 2006 basically cemented this idea, and billions of dollars in research followed. But then, in 2022, a bombshell. An investigation found that key images in that original, groundbreaking paper may have been faked. For over 16 years, the entire field might have been chasing a ghost.
And that brings us to this absolutely fascinating puzzle. It's called the nun study. Researchers looked at the brains of nuns after they passed away, and some were just riddled with those Alzheimer's plaques. But here's the crazy part. While they were alive, these women showed zero signs of dementia. They were sharp as a tack. So how is that possible? It tells us that these plaques, they can't be the whole story.
So if the plaques aren't the end-all be-all, then what is? This is where we pivot. We're moving away from the problems and right into the solutions, because we now have a powerful, science-backed toolkit of things you can actually do to slash your risk and build a more resilient brain.
It really boils down to these 4 pillars. Think of them as the legs of a table. Each one is a super powerful tool on its own, but when you put them all together, they create an incredibly stable foundation for your long-term brain health. Let's start with sleep. This is so cool. When you're in deep sleep, your brain has this amazing cleaning service called the glymphatic system. It's like a power washer that gets in there and flushes out all the toxic gunk that builds up during the day, including that amyloid stuff. So when you skimp on sleep, you're basically telling the cleaning crew to go home before the job is done.
Now check out these numbers on diet. They are just staggering. Following something called the MIND diet, which is just full of leafy greens, berries, nuts, olive oil, fatty fish, can slash your risk of Alzheimer's by up to 53%. Let me say that again, 53%. You can literally cut your risk in half just by changing what's on your plate.
And what about exercise? If movement were a prescription drug, it would be the biggest blockbuster of all time. We're talking about a 50% reduction in risk just from 30 minutes of brisk walking a few times a week. It's free, it feels good, and the only side effects are positive ones. So, let's go back to those nuns for a second. How did they stay so sharp with all those plaques in their brains? The answer is something called cognitive reserve. Think of it this way. Every time you learn something new and challenging, you're building new roads in your brain. So if Alzheimer's comes along and creates a roadblock on one street, a brain with a high cognitive reserve just says, "No problem, I'll just take this other route." It can literally reroute around the damage. Okay, get ready for this one because it surprises almost everyone. The single biggest risk factor for dementia that you can actually change is not smoking, it's not high blood pressure. It's untreated hearing loss. When your brain has to strain to hear or is deprived of sound, your memory networks can actually start to weaken. But the solution is right there. Just wearing hearing aids when you need them dramatically reduces that risk.
So what's the big takeaway from all of this? It's that prevention is power, real, tangible power. It's not about waiting around for some miracle cure in the future. It's about the small, consistent choices that you have the power to make every single day.
I mean, just look at the comparison. The new drugs, they offer a pretty modest benefit, cost a fortune, we're talking over $26,000 a year, and come with some really scary side effects like brain swelling. Now look at lifestyle. You get a 50+% risk reduction, it's free, and the side effects are a better mood, a healthier heart, and more energy. To me, the choice couldn't be clearer.
And this is exactly why your choices matter so much. For the overwhelming majority of people, 98%, Alzheimer's is not a genetic destiny that's written into your DNA. It's a disease profoundly shaped by lifestyle and environment. Your genes are not your fate, your habits are.
So the next time you walk into a room and your mind goes totally blank, take a breath. Don't panic. Your brain is just being an efficient machine. Instead, let that little moment of forgetting be a trigger, a reminder to ask yourself a much more important question. Am I giving my brain everything it needs to thrive?
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave your opinion in the comments and tell me which topic you'd like me to talk about next. The comment with the most likes will be turned into a video.